Welcome to a Snaped Facebook Live demonstration at CCE, Monroe County in Rochester, New York. My name is Iluminada Vilca. I am a nutrition educator, and behind the scenes we have Lauren Walker, also a nutrition educator with Facebook Live support. Now, today we brought for you a vegetarian ceviche. It's a Peruvian vegetarian ceviche. So, with the Peruvian one and ceviche, we know that it's made mainly with an animal protein, which is fish or seafood. But we chose a vegetarian just to include more fruits and veggies together. Now, ceviche is also not known only in Peru, but also in South America and Central American countries, like for example, Chile, Ecuador, Colombia, Costa Rica, Honduras, Panama, Guatemala, Mexico, El Salvador. And recently I also knew that Puerto Rico has ceviche, and even the Philippines, which is not going to be called ceviche, they have another name, but you can also have the fish and the onions and the lime, which is what the ceviche main ingredients are. So now, ceviche, and I know that right now I'm going to break many hearts, but ceviche was recognized by UNESCO as the expression of Peruvian cuisine and intangible cultural heritage of humanity. So, ceviche is Peruvian. Now, in 2004, Peru actually started to celebrate the National Ceviche Day on June 28th. So if you have any friends that are Peruvian and you want to try the ceviche, well, the 28th of June is a good day to try ceviche. So now let's start with our ingredients. First, we have a medium cucumber. Then we also have 3 to 4 green onions, a jalapeno, 2 limes, a small medium cauliflower, which is going to be this one, 3 medium tomatoes here, then garlic powder. I will use garlic powder. You can also use fresh garlic, 6 cloves, 1 cup of cilantro, and a little bit of salt. This is 3/4 of a teaspoon of salt, and the avocado, right? And it's optional, but of course, try to include it, good oils from avocado. So let me move this away and we can start chopping. Now, let's start with the cauliflower. So now the recipe calls to boil the cauliflower just for 2 minutes. Now, cauliflower, there is a lot of research with cauliflower, and what I will do too is I will start chopping a little bit the cauliflower and then I will place it here. So cauliflower is going to actually, and all the cruciferous family, will be help our lungs to be clean. Now, this is with research, but we also find sulforaphane in cauliflower, broccoli, Brussels sprouts, cabbage. And now that sulforaphane, the research shows that is going to help or potentially help reducing the risk of cancer. So how we have that sulforaphane, if we can also use the cauliflower raw, right? You don't need to boil it like today. But that sulforaphane is going to be formed when you have it raw and when you chop it. But that sulforaphane is not going to be heat resistant. So what I did before is I chopped the stems of that cauliflower. I let it sit for 40 minutes. The time frame is important, and that's when the sulforaphane is going to be formed. So I think I have most of them already chopped. So what I will do is I will add them here. So this will be the cauliflower. So all those cruciferous, right? Try to include them in your diet. Now, let's continue with the cucumber. Now, cucumber, rich in vitamin C and A. Now, I already pre-chopped some of them, and you will see that the skin of the cucumber is going to be a little bit shiny, and it's because they put some wax on it, and now that wax is FDA approved, so you can still have it. If you do not want the wax, right, you can peel the skin of the cucumber. Now I'm not peeling all of it, just to create different green colors in the recipe. But you can go to the public market, right, and you can ask your farmers, and they will let you know. Of course, mainly they are not going to use the wax, but they will let you know if they use it or not. So that's another way to have the cucumber. Let us know in the chat if you know any ways to get rid of that wax that we find in cucumber. And also let us know where you are watching us from. So then, and if you have any questions, we also have nutrition educators that are ready to answer any questions that you have. So I will start placing the cucumbers in the bowl and chopping a little bit more. And again, how you want to chop them is up to you. I like small pieces, and the skin will have a lot of nutrients too, so besides fiber, right? So always try to include the skin. And I'll add this. Now let's continue. And I will put this aside. Now let's continue with the, the jalapeno we're going to leave for last. Let's go with the green onions. So green onions, they are going to have a flavonoids that are going to be good antioxidants for us, and also vitamin K. Now, with the green onions, right, we're eating the leaves, the stem, and the root. So just get rid of the last part, and then again, you can chop them as fine as you want. I already have some of it already chopped, just because of the time. But also let us know, with all the ingredients that you have seen already in the screen, which ones do you want to add? Maybe which ones would you like to take out or replace? Again, the more color that you have in your plate will always be best, right? So now finishing with the green onions, and I will just leave the last part, combining all of them here. Okay, and then we will continue with the tomatoes. So tomatoes, they are going to be rich in lycopene, right? And lycopene is also a powerful antioxidant. So just to chop, and I'm going to add these ones here. And how we are going to, because lycopene is going to be active in the tomato. Now, lycopene, there is a lot of research that shows that it can potentially reduce the risk of cancer. So why not to have it in our diet, right? Now, lycopene is going to be boosted when we heat it up, when we cook it. Like the lycopene is going to be boosted like 50%. And now if we use some oil, it can even boost to 100% or 200%. So why not to have it also cooked, right? But it's already active here in the raw tomatoes. And again, this is the way to slide. Be careful with your hands. Claw, use like a claw when you chop, right? And I like to chop them fine, so we can do this. Okay. So now let's continue, and I will put all of this inside. Let's continue with the cilantro. So I already pre-chopped some of the cilantro here, and I will add it. I will add it here. Now cilantro is rich in vitamin A and K, right? And it's going to give you a lot of flavor. Cilantro, and I miss mentioning that. So the main ingredients in the ceviche, right, is going to be the cilantro, limes, onions that you can add. And of course, then you have the fish or shellfish, but those will be the main ones. And then you have the ají limo, which is going to be more traditional in Peru, the ají limo, but here you can find the habanero pepper. So you can also use that. And today we're using jalapeno, so you can also use the jalapeno for the vegetarian ceviche. So now let me put this to the side. And now let's continue with the garlic. I have the garlic powder here. So with the garlic, you are going to find allicin. Allicin is going to be formed by an enzyme, also in garlic, allinase. Now that allicin is going to reduce the risk of inflammation. There is a lot of research about it. What the recipe calls is going to be 1 to 2 teaspoons of garlic powder. So I will add it here. There is also research that shows that it's going to potentially reduce the risk of cancer and also blood pressure. It's going to help with blood pressure. So this is 1, and now we use 2. Right? If you want more garlic, or if you want the fresh garlic, you can also use that, right? So I will close this, and then we have the jalapeno, right? Jalapeno will be rich in vitamin A and C, and I already chopped some of it. Now I will use my gloves because jalapenos are spicy, and I don't want to touch my eyes. So let me just use the gloves. And I will start chopping the jalapeno. Now, how to chop the jalapeno? Because I already chopped some of it, right? So I first cut let's say the head, right? And now put it on a flat surface, cut it half, and this is what we're going to get rid. The seeds are the ones that are going to make it spicy, and also the veins or the nerves, what we can call. Be careful with that. So this will be the way to, and I'm trying to show here, but I'm cutting the seeds and taking the nerves so it won't be too spicy for Monroe stuff. And then we can start chopping. So, okay, let me take that out because I would like them to try the vegetarian ceviche and not be burned by this vegetarian ceviche. So, ooh, and I can actually feel the spiciness. So you can chop it like long lines and then just chop finely here. And now we are going to add it to our bowl. And then we have the avocado. Now, the avocado, how we are going, and avocados have natural fats, good fats. These are unsaturated fats. We have some saturated fats, but mainly is unsaturated, and it's called monounsaturated fats. So how we know that the avocado is ripe? When it's this color, darker color, right? And you can also touch a little bit, squeeze, and it needs to be a little bit soft. So I already open it to make sure that it is ready. So this is how I chop the avocado. So I make small lines here and then across, and then I will squeeze it in the bowl. It's going to be soft. And then we do the same with the next one, removing the pit. And if you are going to do the recipe, let's say 1 day before, right, you can add a little bit of lime to your avocado if you're going to see if it is ripe. Lime will help with the oxidation to not make it oxidate fast. Now we have the lime, right? Mainly ingredient, you can use lemon, but because it's a Peruvian vegetarian ceviche, we are going to use limes. So the recipe calls for 2 limes. So I'm going to start squeezing some lime. If you feel like you need more lime, you can add One more, 3 instead of 2. Limes are good, right? They have a lot of vitamin C. And we need our vitamin C to help our body absorb iron that doesn't come from the animal. So always remember to have your vitamin C. And then this is the second lime. And then we're going to mix everything together. And then we can talk about the colors and also the My Plate, right? Because when we talk about the My Plate and we look at this recipe, we have fruits and veggies, right? And how many do we need? Maybe we can start in the chat. How many cups of fruits and veggies do we need in a day? Yes? So I will remove my gloves and I will show you the My Plate, right? Always try to have half of your plate fruits and veggies. Now for fruits, we need two cups of fruit, 2.5 of veggies, right? And now if you want to know, because this is mainly for 2,000 calories. So if you want to know for you, your age, what do you need, please go to choosemyplate.gov. That's where you can find the charts. And also you will find charts of what equals 1 cup. So also you go to the choosemyplate.gov. Now, let's start mixing everything and you'll see all these colors and the recipe, right? When we have the recipe, and I will put this in a plate, 3/4 of a cup of this recipe is going to be equal as 30 calories. Now, you don't need to have only 3/4 of a cup, and I will measure the 3/4 of a cup to see how much is it. But if you want to have more, right? So let's see. So this is 1/4. So we have here 1, 2, oh, no, like this, 2. And then one more, 3. Oh, there you go. Live Facebook. So this is how it will look like, right? And this is 30 calories, right? 3/4 of a cup. Now, with the colors, right? Talking about the colors. And if you look at the colors, we have green colors that are going to help us to have healthy eyes, healthy and strong bones. Then red is going to be for a healthy heart, healthy bladder, good memory, and white, right? With the cauliflower and garlic, if you're using garlic, healthy heart and good cholesterol levels. So a variety. And the most important thing to remark is that add more colors, right? All those colors during the day in your diet are going to add different vitamins, minerals that your body is going to need that are going to make your immune system strong, right? To fight any diseases. And I think I mentioned all the colors. All the colors are actually going to potentially help to reduce the risk of cancer. So there you go. Eat all your colors, right? And I will finish thanking you all. Do not forget to enjoy the different variations of ceviche around the world. And if you have the chance to try the Peruvian ceviche, you will not regret it. It's delicious. So thank you again. Thank you for joining us and hope to see you in another time. Bye.